Here we go.
Friends, this is the review of Kapap 3. And I'm sure the question many of you are wondering is, what is Kapap 3? That's a very good question. So you'd think maybe before it there are Kapap 2 and Kapap 1, and this is exactly true. In 2015, 3 gentlemen in the elite, Luke Szklarz, Phil Bezgoubov, and John Hotinski, or Jono, or DSX Challenger, decided, let's get a bunch of times, let's not post them, and then after a few months of getting personal records and world records, let's reveal them all at once. And that's what they did. And it was really cool. It was really mind-blowing. A lot of people in the past had certainly considered the idea like, oh, let's hoard times, and then we'll unhoard a bunch at the same time. It blows everyone's mind. Oh my god. You see someone shoot up the rankings, and it's remarkable. Now, there are some sort of bad reasons to hoard times. For example, I know Jimbo tells a famous example of this guy David Wan in Mario Kart community, who has a shortcut only he knows about in like Super Mario Kart for Super Nintendo, and he hasn't revealed to anybody. He has the world record on the level, but it's not posted or ranked anywhere because he doesn't want anyone else to know or use the shortcut, right? So he's literally hoarding a strategy for 20 years, not telling anybody how to improve their times. That's a little bit questionable. But to do this over the course of a few months, reveal their times, and make a big show of it, that's what these guys do, and it's really, really cool. And 2 years later now, we've done 3 total, and Jono does a fantastic job at editing these. They're amazing. They're really like a feature-length film that kind of tell a story of these guys going on a quest to get these GoldenEye times. And it's really something to see. And so Kapap 3's runtime is over an hour and a half. Kapap 2, I think, was like an hour 45, and Kapap 1 was just over an hour. Kapap 2, last year, they brought in as well Dan Parker Swiss and a couple others, so it made it, it's kind of a growing thing. You never know now who's going to be in the Great Unhoard, and you kind of start to gain, a Green, a French player Green is in the previous year's Kapap as well, Ludovic. And so you kind of wonder, you're kind of watching the rankings as the year progresses, like, who isn't posting as many PBs as we thought they were going to post? That person might be hoarding for a Kapap video later on in the year. And so this year, again, I mean, no one expected Jono would do it twice with Kapap 2 last year. And certainly a few people were like, maybe they'll do it again this year, maybe not. So it's always the topic of discussion, but you never know for sure what's going to happen. Anyways, about a week ago, Jono posted the trailer for Kapap 3 on the forums. Everyone got super hyped. Oh my god, what could be coming? And this video that aired last night, its first viewing was last night. It was truly, truly remarkable. And so, obviously, I can't show the entire video, but there are some really good times, really good records that were achieved that we got to talk about. I mean, really, a lot of good records were talked about, were shown, and we got to see them. So I think there's a cool part here where, for example, okay, he's going to introduce a gentleman into the video, Sammy Rogers, Sam Rodriguez, and like here's like the editing you'll see quickly for a second here.
Who the hell is Sam Rodriguez?
So, that's me going, who the hell's Sam Rodriguez? And then, we get to see the introduction of Sammy Rodriguez, and everyone's excited. Now we know we're going to see a few runs by him. There's his face appearing. A really well-edited video, really insane. And the whole kind of purpose of the Sammy Rodriguez segment was just to troll a gentleman named Birdie88, who always kind of comes like the butt of the jokes in the elite. So Sammy Rodriguez was really aiming to beat a bunch of birdies times, which he did. So notably, one time that Sammy Rogers beat of birdies, out of most people's, was this one right here, as you'll see in a second, and a pretty good run coming up. Oh yeah, okay. You know what? Yeah, okay. Let's show that like Quexel says. This part's actually really sick. You know what? When I was watching it last night, I was actually meeting up with another eliter named Gregor Degenhardt, who's ranked in the 30s or 40s, and he was in town visiting the city. And we were gonna watch it in Tim Hortons, but the Tim Hortons was no longer 24 hours, and so we had to we watched it on a park picnic table. Anyways, I missed this scene last night, but this is just nuts. See, in the domino spell K3. Look at that for Kapap 3. That's just cool, you know. That's some pretty cool stuff. Who has that many cartridges, you know? Anyways, Sammy Rogers was featured pretty prominently in the video, so I got to at least show one of his runs. I was actually really worried. Quexel brought this up in my chat the other day that maybe Sammy Rogers would tie my Depot Secret Agent 39. Sammy is very capable with the 2.4 control style, and I was pretty concerned about it. So luckily that didn't happen, and my my 39 stood. Yeah, so as you can see here, the whole point is now Sammy's speed bullying birdie, which is some. It's a really good term that we've come up with. You know, if you can beat someone else's speed runs, and you know, then we get a little bit of a birdie fail compilation. He takes it really well for sure, and you know, they've done a really good job of finding all these ancient chat logs and posts and conversations and whatnot. You feel a bit bad for the guy, but it's part of the fun of a community if it's all in good spirit, well, which this certainly is. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how the hell Sammy has so many cartridges, so many N64 cartridges. It's truly, like, that must have been hundreds. Does he own every single N64 game? It's, that's something for sure. So here we have a beautiful runway secret agent run. The thing with Kapap is you never know like what the run's gonna be. It's never introduced, and so you have to like look for cues on the level. And when you have 7 grenades in this level, you know it's secret agent, and we know it's probably gonna be a 22, which is the record. And bingo bango, completes the run, and we get to see it. A bit over 300 cartridges. That is amazing. And here now we're seeing all of the let me see, here's Birdie reacting to some Sammy Rogers times. Not doing so swell, to say the least. And look, Birdie earlier this year, he knew, he sensed it. He said, yep, just holding the spot until Sammy unhoards Kapap 3, and there you go. Birdie knew that he was going to get speed bullied a few times in this video, and he certainly did. There's a runway Secret Agent 22 by Sammy Rogers. Very nice run. So that was one of the, I think it was the first record that was shown in the entire video. So that was pretty cool. Then, not too long after that, Jono introduced himself as a character in the video, which we'll take a look at right here. It's just beautiful serenity. Playing The World Is Not Enough outside on the beach. GoldenEye cartridge in the ocean. And then we get to witness a run. And it was quite a shocking run, too. You know, this part at least goes on to, he finds some screenshots of Isa Smith kind of dumping on him. Isa was ranked ahead of him on the time rankings, you see. So they're kind of playing a joke, like, oh, Isa, I beat you, Jono. And of course we're going to assume Jono's going to not let that last, given on what he unhoards here in Kapap 3. And we get this lovely scene of Jono being chased around by someone wearing Mark Rutsu's face. Perhaps a faceless man. I mean, like, look at that. Like that's pro editing, man. Jono is a really a fantastic editor. Like, that's insane. Anyways. Like I said, I can't show the entirety of the video. So if you want to watch it, by all means, like, do it up. It's on Kapap3.com, Kapap3.com, and I'm just going to show one of his first runs that was displayed in his segment. And so we see this introduction screen, and we're like, oh man, okay. Because we know Jono's really good at Silo, especially Secret Agent. And he has 110. If you remember the Silo speed lore just a few weeks ago, I mentioned, like, he's really good, he's up on the top tier, and then when you see, oh my god, the 7:30 timer is on Secret Agent. This is a Silo Secret Agent video that he's included in his Kapap 3 Unhoard. He must have PB on Silo Secret Agent. And so everyone's watching the run very intently. A little bit of a stuck there. Beautiful warp. That section was just fantastic. Reasonably clean through there. Another little bit of a stuck. And so, the way it was is Jono had 110. Luke Szklarz had 109. Clemens had 109. Me, Mark Rutsu, and Ace had 108. And those are like the best of the best, you know? And Jono was right there with us. I'm like, oh my god, did Jono get 109? He warped the door to the silver crates at like a 110 pace. So I'm like, oh man, I don't know, like, you kind of think it has to be 109, otherwise it wouldn't be in the feature. But it's like, the timing here, like, that's marginal 110 pace. Very marginal 110 pace. And he got in. I know the timer. I know it's 109.95. 109.95. Barely got the 109, and we were all shocked, gacked, chalked, as someone put it. That was actually maybe the best ending in Silo's Secret Agent history. I'm not even kidding. Like, usually, if you warp at a mid-27, it's 109 pace with a good end. He warped at a low 27. That's insane. That's really insane. Honestly, might be the best Silo SA ending ever. And, like, if we scroll down, we see that it was uploaded April 27, and it was only revealed to us yesterday. So the funny thing was, he was doing, you know, in September I was talking about, oh, what speed lore am I going to do next? Silo, and he was kind of pushing for Silo Double Agent. I didn't know why. He was like, oh, you're doing Silo 00, right? I'm like, yeah, maybe Silo 00, maybe Silo Secret Agent. Because clearly, Silo's Secret Agent, he wanted me to delay it so he would be included. Or at least that was what he was hoping for a little bit. But yeah, anyways, I did Silo SA. I'll have to do an addendum at the end of the year. Remarkable time by Jono. And his times wouldn't end there. This one is another really, really strong, shocking time, honestly. This one was insane. And of course, you guys know, in special GoldenEye videos, usually Untieds and stuff, people have like very, you know, interesting music selections. You've seen some of mine, some of others. So the music selections, certainly every single run has a song in it in Kapap. Yeah. So this one had a Carly Rae Jepsen song in it, you know, one of me and Jono's favorite artists. And we knew with Jono getting the grenade taking the line here that this was definitely Surface 2 00 Agent. kind of figure that out as he's moving into the run. And Service 200, the record's 124. Clem has 125. Mark 126. Luke 127. Everyone else 128 or slower. So like that's sort of where you're standing on the level. And this run looked amazingly clean. Really amazingly clean. Nice shot there. And it's like, man, you know, like, this is going to be a really, really good run. Nails that. Pretty good camera there. And it's like, man, this is... Jonno's got something cooking here. Like, what could this be, you know? A nice toss. And we're in. We're in. And what in the world could we have gotten here? Surface 200 127. An amazing time. Like, literally, that's a tied for 4th place time. Only Mark, Clemens, and Boss have better. Like, that was shocking. Pretty shocking to us. Again, like, these runs were kind of showing Jono was really stepping up. Like, you know, we all know he's like a top-tier player. But these runs are really, really starting to show it. Like, he's not just on the cusp in the mid-teens of ranks. You know, he's ranked, what's he ranked now? 13th or so? 14th? But, like, now he can compete with the best of them on a run like that. Here's another run he got. And during this one, yeah, so certainly Red Wolf. So Kapap, the origins of the term, literally... when everyone on Twitch was saying Kappa all the time, Kappa, 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 it just became an overused meme. And so distortions of memes often become things as well. That's how, like, lel, lol, kek all became things. Anyways, Mirrormage Philip Bezgoubov would often use the term Kapap, a misspelling of Kappa. And I guess when it came time 2 years ago for them to do this massive Unhoard, they just decided, let's call it Kapap. Let's call it Kapap. And so they did. And that's really all there is to it. Nice glass on this run. Like, this is a nasty run. You know. Very nasty run. Good boost through there. Doesn't take the damage. One hit's nice. Nice boost. He's in the vents. Oh, barely. No health. He has to live. Now, the vents are kind of funny because in Kapap 2, there was an Aztec run that was released. And in chat, I said, I always am very critical of the protecting the vents the last few minutes. And I always rate the vents as well. So in the last year's Kapap, I rated someone's vents a B+, because they weren't that great. Or vents, they're maybe a B. I think I rated these a B+ in chat as we were watching it all together. And Jono included that in the trailer, but everyone was excited. Oh my god, this video was amazing. And I just say the vents are a B is my quote in the trailer. So, kind of a known thing is how I talk about the vents. It was a C- maybe, yeah, Knut. But Jono got an Aztec Secret Agent 134. You know, the vents don't have to be very good. You just have to survive, which he did. 134, solid, very solid run. That would have been 4th place at the time. Like, that's like Jono's really making moves. Literally tied with Isa Smith, only behind Mark, Clemens, and Ace. Like, we know how good the runs on Aztec are. So, anyways. There was another run, believe it or not. So, we're watching the last run of the Jono segment, and the level starts like this. And we're like, oh shit. Is this more Silo? Is this secret agent? And it doesn't make sense, because then Jonno would have got... It would have meant Jonno got 108. And we all know how good 108 is. We know 108's absolutely insane. So it's like, oh, can this actually... And then you see the 730 timer, it's like, oh my god. Did Jonno get Silo 108? And, again, the song choice he used in this one was really good. It was, Heaven is a Place on Earth by Belinda Carlisle. And I've actually wanted to use that song in like, records before. I never got around to it. Kind of similar, you know, in my Depot 39, my Untied, I use, As I Lay Me Down by Sophie Hawkins. You know, similar era, similar type of song. So, I mean, you can imagine, seeing this live with Heaven is a Place on Earth blasting was just unbelievable. I knew that 42 warp, that has a 108 speed. I knew that was 108 speed there. Yeah, the run was unbelievable. A back boost in the hallway. Not a perfect entry in that room. It's still almost a 107 pace run. Strafing through there, bingo bango, a mid Silo secret agent. 108. Jonno tied the record that was shared by Ace, Mark, and myself, and like we were all blown away. Like that was unbelievable. And again, look, he got this on June 1st, 2007, and hid it as a secret from all of us for months, just to reveal it in this epic fashion, you know. And like, if you rewatch the run, it's like it's so clean. Like that kill in the first round almost looks like an agent. Okay, yeah, right. It wasn't 2007. It was 2017. It wasn't quite a 10-year hoard, but certainly a few months of a hoard. Jonno's really like that. Jonno's second rooms. I'm not even kidding. He has the best second rooms of anybody. I mean, this is so clean. Through at 59 is so nuts. Doors wide open at 55. He's in. He could have been in at 54. He's in at like mid 53. So like, no joke. Jonno, legitimately on this level, has 106 potential. I'm not kidding. He's that good at this level now. Jonno could absolutely get the Untied record, 107 or 106. He might actually be the best player on Silo Secret Agent now. It's unbelievable. Well, exactly, Knut. That's where I got a little bit excited. Is 4 months of hoarding Silo Secret Agent 108 might as well have been 10 years. See, I just comment, wow, because that's all there is to it. All right. So now another edited video I'm going to show here. We saw a bunch of Jonno runs. They were pretty cool, pretty cool. But at one point we see the Swiss section, and that's Dan Parker has been introduced as a character. See DP Swiss, and yeah, you can see the time there is 1:33, and if you can kind of tell by the stage, this is Aztec Secret Agent. DP Swiss Dan Parker beat Jonno's 1:34 that he had just released to the world. Obviously, Jonno was a little bit upset, and this was a fantastic edited segment from just shy of the midway point of Kapap 3. So, Jonno's getting a Snapchat, Aztec 133. Oh my goodness. Oh! needless to say, Jono was not too happy about that. I would say. Yeah. Not too thrilled. Anyways, obviously we continue a bit. Here's a run. We know it's Runway Secret Agent. We see the DP. We see June 10. And, yeah, we know Dan Parker, DP Swiss, has now also got a Runway Secret Agent 22. Another bop of Birdie there, cutting right into it, so... No, I mean, you can imagine, yeah, Jono was keen to show his new time on Aztec Secret Agent, and, but alas, someone beat him to the punch. Alright. Dan Parker Swiss wouldn't end there, though. My heart skipped a bit. Here, I see Depot. I wouldn't expect Swiss to tie my Depot Secret to 39. So obviously I was a little bit worried here. I see that hit. I know it's double agent. I know I'm safe. I know I'm safe. And but we know, like, oh man, it's in Kapap. Probably a record. This is probably a good run. Nails the train shot. Fast run. And, like, we thought this might have an outside chance at the Untied, which would be 46. I thought it might have failed for a second. I'm like, oh my god, it failed. Because I didn't see Objective A complete, which is the boxes. Usually that completes a frame or two before you enter the train. It can complete inside the train, which it did on this level. There you go, a 47. Nice run. Dan Parker, pretty good stuff. Yeah, the one thing he had, got a boost there, which was good. Outside the table, pretty good. I think if he got a boost through the mainframe, it would have been 46. It was that close. It was really, this is a really strong 47. And another, like that, another boost there. The thing with this might have been the first one anyone got. This was achieved February 5. So Swiss literally hoarded this time for 8 months for the special reveal. Nuts. Absolutely, utterly nuts. We have another Swiss time. Caverns Agent. Or at least we know it's Caverns. And we can tell pretty quickly that it's Agent. So it's like, okay, well, if this is being shown, he clearly got Caverns Agent 101. Some of you guys might be familiar with that level watching me stream it. But, yeah, I mean, it was kind of shocking to see. You know, there was a lot of talk, actually. You know, maybe you think, oh, hindsight's 20/20, or you're looking back on things. But there was some talk about how, oh yeah, Caverns 101 could get a lot of attention, could get some ties on it, and whatnot. And this was quite a run. There's a third boost. Fourth boost. Makes the 101 drone cycle. Pretty solid warp. And indeed, Caverns 101. So that was some pretty solid stuff from Swiss. And we're not quite done with Swiss there. But right after that, we were flipped to this gentleman, a new Kapap contributor. And this is our good friend Ryan Gibbs Graviton. And we saw again, it was Caverns. And again, it starts out as Agent. you know? So it's like, oh my god, and the thing with Grav, I think Grav's times page is almost exclusively world records. He just focuses one stage until he gets the record on it, and just only has like 10 or so records total. But might be like 12 or 14 now, but that's how Grav plays. And you're going to see something interesting on this run. So Dusty Nuts, yeah, so every single run has a song used in it, and I just went over it before I started, and literally like 6 or 8 of the songs are blocked universally on YouTube, and the rest of them are like copyrighted stuff, so it can't go on YouTube. I'm trying to, we're you know, it's one of those things, right? It's made for a small community group of people, not for a wide audience necessarily. Boost through the drone tunnel. In. And that was a nice run by Grav. Caverns Agent 101. Now the thing with this, if we watch the beginning again, watch closely, Grav cuts the first cutscene right away. If you guys remember, when I was going for Caverns 101, I did think of it in my mind that given that a 103 pace run doesn't get back boosted by the drone at the end, a 102 pace run does, and a 101 pace run doesn't, if you watch the cutscene a certain way, you might be able to affect that, so that low 102, high 101 pace runs wouldn't get the back boost. But I didn't look into it that much. I just grinded it out the way we all knew how. Grav, on the other hand, did look into it a lot. And he figured out that if he cuts the first cutscene, like a third of a second after it starts, that a high 101, low 102 won't get the back boost in the drone room. So a slower run can get 101. And Grav knew this. He didn't upload the video till recently, but he got this in August 3rd, which was about a week before I got it. And a few days before Carl and Henrik got theirs. So he knew this the whole time, and because he was hoarding it for Kapap specifically, he didn't want to tell me. You know, he said he had a hard time keeping it secret. Then again, everyone knows that if he did tell me this, I wouldn't have listened to him anyways, and I would have just done my own thing. So, no harm, no foul. Really nice run by Grav. Great world record there. But yeah, funny stuff for him to discover this new timing strategy. So what is really funny is that I thought when I was going for Caverns 101, if I were to get it, I'd be the 5th or 6th person to get it. But because Dan Parker and Ryan Gibbs Grav already had it, and Carl and Henrik beat me to it, I was, the 9th or 10th person to actually get Caverns 101. So 2 people had it when I was going for it, and we didn't know about it. So it's kind of crazy stuff. Alright. Then we quickly flip back to the one and only DP Swiss Dan Parker. We see a bunker 2, a bunker 1 scenario. This is bunker 1 secret agent, and it's like, oh my god. Did Swiss get the 21? And now the 21 is kind of cool because only Clemens, Ace, and Luke had it. And I actually talked about 21 in the recent top 5 video, Overdue Records. It's kind of like people are bound to be getting more 21s or 20, and Swiss nailed it. And Swiss is a top 10 player as well, and he's really showing it here with the time. Like, this is a very, very strong time. That was a really smooth run. Canute, so for example, the way it works is Swiss uploaded this unlisted with date of proof August 19th. So we know he got it then, and so you can retroactively add it in at August 19th for historical purposes. So that's a pretty cool way to work around it. And now I'll see if I can bring this up here. So Bunker 1 historically is one of Jimbo's favorite levels. And poor hapless Jimbo, right? Bunker 1's Secret Agent and Double Agent were levels that Jimbo got in Untied on. So he kind of always like thinks, oh, it's like kind of his baby, you know? It's his like personal favorite level. It never works out for him, you know? Jimbo always thinks he's going to get a record, a good record, and he hasn't really gotten a good or strong record in a very long time, unfortunately. So the editing here at the end of this run was actually quite funny, I guess, by Jono. I mean, like the editing is insane. Like if you want to, you know, maybe not even watch the whole thing, but you gotta check out the original Kapap3.com. Truly remarkable. So there's the 21 reveal, and then we're gonna see something. Yeah, here's, you know, Paper Mario's kind of like a beloved game among eliters. So we have Paper Mario walking along, you know, after Swiss gets a record that Jimbo wants to get but can't. And of course Paper Mario stumbles upon our friend hapless Jimbo in the sky, gives the thumbs up. So pretty good trolley editing there. Okay. So now we have to bring in another fellow, a very, very talented player by the name of Green Nunette. Green Nunette, oh my god. What can we say about Green? There's a few runs I want to show. Okay, let's see if we can get this run up. Green is nuts. And he started as a Perfect Dark player. He was really one of the first guys to take Perfect Dark seriously. In the past, like, eternity. Very few people have taken Perfect Dark seriously. Here's a run of him from August 9th of this year. It would be Green Nunet in French. You know, Grenunet. Grenu, you know, I don't even know. Almost like a grenouille, a frog. But this is a really clean run from Green, and it's, you figure out by now it's trained 00 agent. And so the trained 00 agent thing is that the record's 149 by Ace and Mark, and we know they are gods on train. Second place is 151 by Luke, and he's really good, obviously, and is a top train player, top PAL player, top player, period. And fourth place was Henrik, Alex, and David Clemens at 153. Now that editing was was pretty hard to watch at times, but like pretty clever. Because, oh, good luck with the 4, James, it shouldn't take more than a minute. Well, what else takes a minute? A train agent speedrun. So now we're showing, at the end of the run, you have to wait outside for Natalie to hack the objective. For about a minute. We're seeing another speedrun of train, which takes about a minute. And so it's like, oh my god, did Green get another 1 minute run? Is this what's happening here? And you can kind of see him holding out at the back there. And we're going to see 2 pretty good times get dropped in here in a second. It's a good question, Krishenko. It's a good question. You'll have to go back and watch the introduction of this on YouTube later to find out what the hell is Kapap. Both runs end. Train 00 agent 152. Solo 4th place. Train agent 101. These are really strong times. Especially the train 00 agent. That's insane. 101 is like, I mean, frick, I'll never get 101, but you know, it's a tie for 9th on the level. People go insane on train. So it's really strong though. 152 is on another level completely. And it wouldn't end there. The revelations would not end there, believe it or not. the next time we were shown from green was pretty mind-blowing. We were welcome to this introduction screen of Train Secret Agent. And again, on Train Secret Agent, the world record is 123. Held only by Mark and Ace. 125 is second place, held by Henrik and Luke. And then 126s and 127s. And this run looked really, 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 really strong. I think his PB was 127, was it? 127. So, okay. Clearly he's beat 127. How low can it possibly go? Could he have got... Was it a 125? 120, was it a 123? And, like, it kind of looked like it looked like it could have been 123, honestly. This was a really, really amazing run. And keep in mind, 123 is so insane because that's the run of the famous Mark Rutsu apartment tour video and the dishes revelation. Oh, I haven't done the dishes since Patrick was here, so a little over a month. So if Mark was excited enough about Train 123 to make that kind of video, you can imagine how good Train 123 is. Now, the music we're missing in this section, people were kind of saying maybe it should have a seizure warning. It was a Hadaway song, not What Is Love. It was another one by Hadaway. So it was kind of like a bop, like, you know, boom boom, oons oons, Fly Away by Hadaway. So it's some crazy editing there by Jono. Continuing, we're getting really hyped about this run, and the run is worth the hype. Train Secret Agent 124 was revealed to us. Unbelievable, dude. And that was achieved on August 6th. So for 2 months, he hoarded that time. 1 second off. Like, really, Train 123 is one of the best records in the game. Unbelievable. Wow, so Green edited that in, eh? That's pretty cool. There you have it. That was absolutely shocking. Now, I could move on to another player and come back to Green, but I think it's better if we just continue Green here. So, like I said, when Green arrived on the scene, he was actually a perfect dark player. He's now he's ranked 26th in GoldenEye now with the times he got there. And he's the highest ranked Frenchman, which is pretty cool. But he's top 10 perfect dark. He's actually ranked 5th. And one interesting thing was that in the 2 years of doing Kapap, there were some really good world records, but no one had ever posted an Untied world record. And so we were wondering, is Kapap 3 going to be the year where we get an Untied world record? You guys probably aren't too familiar with this level or this game, although there have been many requests for me to at least converse in it the same way I do GoldenEye. But this is Perfect Dark. This is Investigation. The record was a 6-way tie at 236 between Green himself, Clemens, Ace, Boss, Carl, and Taka, a Japanese player, a long-retired Japanese player. And so we knew something serious was probably going to happen here. Now, allegedly, Ace had a untied world record pace run this level once that was lost to a game freeze. And it's like, you know, for me watching Perfect Dark, it's kind of hard to, like, pick up on all the insane things. But I can tell you on this level, it's actually really troll. I don't play this level much at all if I do play Perfect Dark, because these machines, the computers up there, you literally have to hope they have the right sort of... Like, one of the 4 machines deactivates an objective. And you have to hope that's the right one you press. So it's like, you know, 1 in 16 runs, you get the correct machine order. So he hits that one and hopes it's right. And it's like, on a long level like this, Yeah, see, GoldenEye doesn't have that kind of true RNG, where it's one random thing of many. Perfect Dark has this random RNG, and it just makes the level hell to play. There's another computer coming up, I think, right here. You gotta go in here, press this one, and hope it's right. I think you can press 3 of the 4 and hope it's one of those 3 or 4, you know, it's not the one he doesn't press. The level's laggy as hell. And then on top of all this, you need this. That was what's called a cleaning bot. You need that thing to be fast, and it's kind of random how the speed of that cleaning bot. So that's absolutely crazy stuff on that level. So now he's on a world record pace run. He's got to clutch the ending, and it's like pretty much the entirety of that first half of that level is fixed on the speed of that cleaning bot. So sometimes you'll have a perfect first half, and the cleaning bot will be exceptionally slow, and it's definitely based in lag. We don't know exactly how it works. You guys can see why I don't play Perfect Dark as much. It's just too insane of a game. And so while you're hacking a door open, you use the cam spy to go in, take a picture of this thing in this radioactive room. Then you come out of there and continue on hacking the objective. Well, no, so the way he times the opening cutscene, he knows the cleaning bot's going to be somewhere around the first or second lasers, but it was like through the second lasers, which is super fast. Yeah, I think that was just a pause to cool his nerves, eh? That long one there. And you can see the timer on the bottom left. So 2:36 was a tied record, overdue. Running through the drone room with no health, gets hit. 2:35.5. A new untied world record from Greenunet. And,
Dr. Carroll? Dr. Carroll, are you here?
the first untied world record
Yes.
ever displayed in a Kapap video.
What? You're...
So Gov, in Perfect Dark actually makes a lot of usage of pause buffering. Because you just frame advance until you hear an objective completed. Like, hacking objective takes a certain amount of seconds. So you frame advance, the frame it completes, you can know to move on. 2:35. Unbelievable. Green is a top Perfect Dark player. He has achieved Untieds before, but to see one in a Kapap video was really, really cool. And this is like fearless, man. He got this on May 21st. Hoarded it for 5 months to be revealed. Wow. That was quite something to see. Amazing. A legendary Matt Cook. This is a classic Perfect Dark player. Nice. Health at the end was scary, great skills. It's kind of cool to see even these old players coming back and seeing this kind of crazy stuff. Okay. There's one more green video I'll show. Yeah, so well, that's the thing. So Sammy brings it up and Clashing Ashes, Sammy Rogers was in on the Hoard, the Kapap. So yeah, other people in the meantime would have considered, I'm going to go for the Untied. There was no reason for them not to, and they knew Green was secretly holding it. They had to hope in 5 months no one would play seriously for 235 and get it. Now, I should say, because a lot of people might want to know a little bit about Perfect Dark, that there is a strategy that's used on Agent and Secret Agent called the laser skip. So like I say, the cleaning bot is in the perfect spot here. It had just finished deactivating these lasers here. It was deactivating these ones here. That's as good as you can get. That's as good as you can do. Now, he could do the laser skip here and save even more time. It would save maybe like... It would only save like a second there, man. But that is a possibility. It's never been pulled off on Perfect Agent yet. But that's out there. 234, 233 is in the realm of possibility. in the meantime, 235 stands as a truly fantastic Untied record by Green. So, really nice job there. Okay, one more Green video. Green recently on stream untied a level called Extraction Perfect Agent. And it was kind of crazy to see. Extraction Perfect Agent is kind of a very, I would say it's a pretty viewer-friendly level, even if you don't know what's going on in the game. And the thing is, though, Extraction Special Agent has had one of the longest standing Untieds ever. David Clemens had 118 on that level, untied since January 2010. It's the current longest standing Untied in the game, and it was the second longest ever, second to Ace's Mayan Perfect Agent 202. So we know Green's good at the level, like really good. We know it's always been on his radar. Could he possibly tie Clemens's 118? The thing with 118 is, you know, and he had 123 at the time. There's a strategy that's so insane. Let's see if I can. No, I can't really pull it up because you're gonna, like, you'll kind of. There's a really difficult strategy to pull off that you'll see here, and you'll see attempted. Just watch this run. So we see it start, we see it is the extraction level. We know what's going on. You start the level in the dark with night vision glasses. Really nice strafing. So in Perfect Dark, a lot of times you can open a door from behind a wall. So on the opposite side of this wall, there is a door. He is just opening it now. Like now. If you played GoldenEye Perfect Dark, you know once you open doors, they close shortly thereafter. Okay? So you have to make it through this entire sequence and get it back into that door before it closes. And this saves like 8 seconds, something thereabouts. It saves a lot of time over the over doing it in an alternate way. So you have to strafe all the way through, you have to kill all of these bodyguards. Look at that headshot. Beautiful kill. Look, oh, insane. Like, that was disgusting. And he barely squeezed through the door. And so now he's on a potential 118, longest standing Untied in Perfect Dark history, or, you know, second longest standing Untied, pace. If you didn't see what he did there, that shotgun has 2 bursts. See that 2 bursts? He hits 2 headshots, 1 with each burst. Both dead. It's an objective to kill those bodyguards. You have to kill them, not injure them. Nails it. Now he's on the pace. Dude, Perfect Dark is the more insane game. Harmony, like, it really is. Then you have to kill all these bodyguards. We used to do it with a rocket launcher, but it's actually slower. We've learned. So now you do it with the CMP.
Any bodyguard.
Don't keep the jump ship waiting. Get back to the landing pad.
Nails the shot. 118.7.
Going somewhere.
Something I can do for you, old woman.
Return our sapient immediately. You don't know what you're doing.
Yes, I do. I'm leaving.
One more chance. Give it back. And you could come and work for me.
Sorry, gotta shoot.
He was
must get the sapient back. We cannot proceed without it.
I know that. I also know who to talk to. Mr. Carrington.
Perfect Dark has these really long cinematics before and after the level. So it becomes like a really kind of swag thing if you watch the entirety of one after a good world record. And that's what Green did here. Again, he got this time May 7th. Tied Clemens' run. Unbelievable. That was one of the best records in the game. One of the longest staying untieds. More than 7 years untied. Longer than even Mark Rutsu's damn 00155. Unbelievable run. Unbelievable appearance from Green in Kapap 3 between GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. Really exciting, really something to watch. Just amazing stuff. Okay, so now there's one more player, one more person who I need to show a few runs by, and there are more than a few. And we know that this gentleman, Luke Szklarz, has been in he's been in the 2 previous Kapap videos. Will Luke Szklarz make another appearance? Of course the answer is yes. But which runs will he get? Which times will he get? He got some pretty nasty ones, to say the least. So Luke had been introduced through a various montage of shots through the city of Melbourne, which you'll have to watch in the full video at kapap3.com. And here's Luke playing what appears to be Aztec agent. Really nice lure there. Great lure. Beautiful. And of course you can't quite hear it in this version, but the glass does indeed open. And onward he goes. Gets through here beautifully. Now the record on Aztec Agent is 124 by Clemens, Isa, and Wotis. And again, Aztec's pretty fresh, right? I did a lore on that in the summertime. Aztec's fresh. He has 1 bar of health. Pretty much nothing to fear here. This should be no problem. Very nicely played. I think I rated these events a A- or a B+. Somewhere thereabouts. Pretty solid vents. And yeah, a good run. Obviously, a PB. I think he had 127 before this. So we knew it could have been 124, 125, 126, somewhere in there. We were a little bit nervous because there was a new Aztec strategy, of course. I've explained that as well, with the whole crouching inside of a guard. He didn't use that, so we knew it probably wasn't 123. But we knew this was a good run. And alas, Aztec Agent 125. Very strong run there by Luke. That ties a few people. Mark Rutsu, myself, Jono as well, Ace. So 125 solid and really good run he nailed there. Of course, he would not be done there. This next run, we just get right into it too. Jungle's Secret Agent, we see. Okay. And like, watching this live with the boys, it's like, oh man. I think I have talked about Jungle's Secret Agent in the top 5 longest Untied video. I'm talking about Jungle Agent 53 specifically and how it's an insane record. And eventually Ilu tied Ace's record. Wotis recently got on board that as well. And now all signs point to Luke also jumping on there and getting Jungle Secret Agent 53, which is by no means easy. The thing with the Xenia kill is like, you have to hope for a good run. She shoots the grenade launcher first. She will usually shoot the RCP-90, which back boosts you. You have to hope she shoots the grenade launcher, and she did there. This part blew us away. Self-boost at the end of an insane jungle run, that part melted our minds. That has never been done before. That was incredible. And Luke Szklarz tied Jungle Secret Agent 53, becoming the third person to do so. He actually did that before Wotus. I'm glad Jimbo was so enthused by that run that he would subscribe during it, thanks to Luke's incredible jungle speed. And we get right into another run here. Bunker 2. That guard was headshotted between the glass. Pretty insane. Pretty remarkable. October 8th. So this is one of the more recent runs in the entirety of the video. Kapap 3. Luke Szklarz on a Bunker 2 Secret Agent speedrun. Let's see what happens. Beautiful. Like, this run is, like, Bunker 2 is just a masterful level to run. Like, you just have to be insanely good and make these insane camera shots. A little hit there. I thought the record's 44 between Ace and Clemens. I certainly thought this might be 44. I was like, is this 44? Does this have a chance? If you had a boost there... $45. Bunker 2 Secret Agent. Insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, it was... See, Ace knows that was really close to 44. I think if he got a boost there, it would have been 44 at the ending. It was that good. And then, so we made it through Luke's vids. And so there was one last video for us to see. I mean, we didn't know. We didn't know that it was the last video to see. We don't know how long these things run for. We never know the time, so it's always difficult to predict when will it end. But a run began. And again, if you watch the full version, you'll see that the song that was used. It was a song I've always considered using in a speedrun as well, in a really good record video. It was Hurt by Johnny Cash. Absolutely insane, right? To juxtapose that with a speedrun is like, it's just madness. And so it was playing, and we're like, oh man, what the hell are we about to see? And there was this kind of crazy, strange introduction. Of course, you see how good the editing has been in the video. And then Aztec started. And we knew shit was about to get serious. If you guys remember the Aztec lore, the records, the Untied record, or, you know, the record on Double Agent 137 by David Clemens and Perfect Ace. Again, just kind of goes to show how good those guys are at the game, how brilliant they are. They can always do something like, just, they're such strong players. Luke's ranked PB was a 143, which is pretty good. It's a top 10 time on the level, but a few players had been getting better times. You know, Isa Smith had a 138, Mark 139. So, like, you know, Luke as a top 3 player could have used an improvement on that 143. The record, of course, 137, and we were able to witness this run. Which was set to Johnny Cash Hurt. And, like, watching it live, you're like, is this 00 or Agent? Because that first headshot was so insane. You're like, oh my god, what the hell is it? But then you see the 10 bullets there, you know, now you know it's 00. But, like, watching it live, you're not sure what level or what difficulty you're gonna see. No hits. That was maybe the smoothest I had ever seen a run performed on Aztec 00 Agent. Like, I'm not... No hits. Perfect. Glass opens. No hits. a forward boost, a second boost. Runs through the fire on double agent. Never been done before. Takes out the drone. And like, we know this is on Untied pace. And the song playing was like, maybe he dies. Like, you don't know, man. Maybe shit gets messed up here. He makes it back to the vents. We know it's Untied pace. We know it's gotta be 137 at least. If it's not 136. I think in chat I predicted a 136. I understood the gravity of what was happening. And so I rated his vents as an A+. I know Jonno was like, oh my god, A+. This is unbelievable. What is it? Can it beat Ace and Clemens' 137? Yes. It certainly can. And, Luke himself said, one of the best runs of my career. Kapap3.com. 135, a 2-second Untied. And, you know, if you guys remember the Caverns Secret Agent speed lore, I'd spoken about how I'd been kind of critical of Luke for, you know, he's second place now. And I was like, you know, he can't get that many Untieds. Even his Untieds on Caverns, they were largely because of a new strategy. It's kind of different than just beasting a speedrun and getting a really, really insane Untied world record. And after watching this run, like, there's no doubt left that Luke is certainly the top player that his rank suggests. And that is one hell of an Untied world record. And the really cool thing is that 135 was the record on Agent when Luke and I would have joined the Elite. And the record on Double O would have been 155. And it's like, the crazy thing with Aztec is you imagine, like, oh, the objectives are all the same. So, theoretically, oh, if the record's 135 Agent, it's possible Double O Agent. And you, like, know that to be theoretically true back in 2005. But it's obviously not. And to see 12 years later it come to the point where Luke's now nailed this 135 double O, it's really insane. It's just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, the only, like, new thing he did was run through the fire on double O, which hadn't been done before. The fire, we kind of understand the timing to, like, run through in between pulses of the fire. So that's more understood now, but it's not like a massively time-saving strat, and it's not like, oh, it saves 5 seconds, so if you pull up, it's a free Untied. It saves maybe half a second. So to nail that on that fastest run ever was... that takes balls to go for that. Massive balls.
Clem says it's
at least 137.
Yeah, look at this. At least 137. Vents are an A+.
Those are really good claps.
136.
Holy God.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
How do you just sit on a 2-second Untied?
out of the
For a
fucking
month.
park.
A 2-second Untied for a month.
Oh, the Twin Peaks. The Twin Peaks.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the coolest part too. Is, like, obviously Luke and the boys love watching Twin Peaks. I guess that's like I don't know, a scene from it reenacted. So pretty wild stuff. Insane Untied. Yeah, so that was the boys watching the original airing of Kapap 3 last night on Birdie's stream. Luke did not stream that. He kept it to himself for a month. Absolutely nuts. Aztec, Double Legend 135. And, you know, we had never had a GoldenEye Untied before in Kapap. We've done tiers in the past. I shouldn't say we, I should say Jono and Luke and Mirror and a few others. And we were wondering, is this the year we're going to finally get a Untied world record in Kapap? And certainly it was. We got one in Perfect Dark and one in GoldenEye. And the crazy thing is, in GoldenEye, we've only had 2 Untieds this year before this one. Just on Frigate, Secret Agent 59 and 58. This is now the 3rd Untied of the year. Like, really, it honestly might be the best record in the game right now. It's jumped into that territory of being one of the absolute best records in the entire game, for sure. So, that was a hell of a way to close out the video. Remarkable. So, there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review of Kapap 3. If you want to watch it, go watch the original. Kapap3.com, get a direct download. Like I say, there's so much music in it that we can't get on YouTube. It actually gets blocked worldwide. So there you go. But yeah, so it's kind of, it's cool, like, what the Elite does, you know? Like, this is the kind of thing that the Elite has always been good at, is these really kind of small niche community events. And we had about 120 or more people watching it, right? So we had most of the community, a lot of people who watch my stream closely and follow GoldenEye closely, knew about it and were there live witnessing this. But for a handful of guys to get involved and kind of keep it secret just to make a really cool show for one night, I mean, it's amazing, right? It's like, it's so cool to be part of a speedrunning community that does all that kind of stuff. You know, you see some other stuff in speedrunning, you know, all this kind of, you know, Twitter drama and just nonsense going on. And it's just, like, so soulless in a lot of ways. It's just, like, built on nothing. And the Elite's been built on so much over the years. There's all sorts of this kind of history going on, which is incredible. And so that's why I know GoldenEye, no matter what happens in speedrunning, streaming, etc., the Elite, GoldenEye Perfect Dark is always going to be there. And that's why the community is so tightly knit and so many people are so strongly attached to it. So there you have it. Kapap 3. Watch the full thing, kapap3.com. Thanks for watching. And yeah, if you want a really niche experience and inner look at the Elite, that's your place to go. So thanks for checking this out. Stay true. We'll see you in the next streamer video, guys. Take care.